So welcome to today's video here. This is Investing UC Net Design. So I'm kind of mentioning this a few videos back about how the models were hinting at something past European models, especially passing into Hawaiian Islands, but I wasn't really sure because the models were flopping a lot, and I kind of wanted to wait until we started to get a better agreement on what's going to happen now. And we do have a better agreement. And it appears after shifting east for a while, the typical westward shift you typically see in this part of the world is taking place. We've seen this with so many storms. Ana being a very recent example, where the models just start shifting westward. And I'm not sure, as a result, how much of a threat to the system is to the Hawaiian Islands, but I will just kind of go through each model and kind of give some in-depth analysis on probably the more important parts. Now we'll get to the WAPAC storms in a sec. But here, what is this? But here, these models are in three camps. First of all, you have the JMA model, which depicts, it's kind of hard to tell, but depicts some pretty strong ridging here, troughing up here. Unfortunately, this model doesn't get, but also keep a lot of the storms going to depend on how strong this is, and keep it some relatively weak, so I don't think it reveals the effects of the ridge. I think the second ridge layer develops, and it kind of develops, I think, a little bit later on this run, that allows the trough to continue up here, to continue going to the west-northwest, and as a result, the system misses the trough, partially due to the ridge here and partially due to its weak intensity. And you get the European storm systems on something pretty similar. I mean, you can see this same overall setup here, and they keep the system but weak enough that it's really not much of any play of the Hawaiian Islands. I think he eventually moved this east, and probably presumably if this ENS and JMA situation would come out, the fusions would eventually become a powerful typhoon over in the West Pacific. I mean, here's a look at the operations European line. Here, that's a little bit more to the right, a little bit further north. They have the ridge here. They have the storm intensifying enough that there's some some weakness kind of develops in here that's sort of hinted in the models. Some weakness develops like in the middle of nowhere, like where my cursor is. That is enough. It's enough to at least keep us on a west-northwestern motion. In addition, though, I will note, this system I think will probably try and take apart the ridge. The GFS is a little bit more of a threat, as a minor threat to the Hawaiian Islands here, actually. And they have the same general set, but they have enough of a weakness for that the system can feel it, and eventually probably be pulled in by a powerful trough that I think at this point is partially the remnants of Typhoon Antisinguni, which is probably going to complicate the situation quite a bit. And it's going to complicate models, and it's going to create some large uncertainty. And we saw somewhat similar uncertainty back in 1992 with Hurricane Niki and WAPAC typhoons, but I think there was general agreement that there will be, within both the Operation GFS and Operation European ones, there may be some kind of trough opening here that may allow, this weakness in here may allow the system a chance, if it's strong enough, if it's like a formidable tropical storm, which I'm not sure if it will ever become like a formidable tropical storm, or like a hurricane. It would recurve, and even though I think if that situation does take place, that would be east. You can see here's the wacky CMC model, which shows something which is in total goof mode because it kind of screws everything up. Because it's developing all these phantom low pressure systems that I'm pretty sure are phantom. It's going to kind of punching apart the ridge. It's kind of giving it allowing the system to move. And with this cutoff, yeah, it looks like this cutoff over right here is now the one acting as the steering current and kind of turning this to the west-northwest. In addition, development of a tropical cyclone like around 170W is also going to create some fault water interaction, and it's going to steer this system too far north, further north as well. This is going to kind of, the CMC doesn't have a very good grip on it. That's why it's kind of crazy uncle of the computer models. It doesn't really have too much of a good grip on it, on the system. Largely because they don't have to take it, especially in Hawaii, where they don't really count the topography of the islands. They have the system virtually not weakening at all when it goes over the islands. But normally when the high-rise GFS and European lines, we definitely see some kind of movement. And here's the EFS, which is actually pretty similar to the main GFS. I mean, they have a trough a little bit further north and a little weaker, but enough. But enough for it to punch apart a ridge. Now here's a look at the GFS runs, and you can see the GFS has 138 hours versus the European at 144. You can see the GFS, the trough's a little bit more amplified. This is pretty typical of the GFS runs. It's pretty simple here. Now the GFS, and as a result, it's pretty simple, and that's one of the reasons why there's the stronger trough. It's the main reason why the GFS brings it further north than the European. But I don't know if the system stays weak. Like, I think it might stay weaker than some of the models are saying. Since not going to get picked up, it's going to miss the trough. It's probably going to slow down a little bit and probably eventually bottom out in the West Pacific. So it's really, and what complicates the forecast a bit is how Typhoon, I believe this would be how Typhoon Goni and Anthony behave, and that could complicate matters a bit. Anyhow, oh yeah, I gotta show the rest. Here's the European for comparison's sake. Anyhow, let's go back to the West Pacific, and we still have two Typhoon Goni and Typhoon Anthony. Anthony probably reached Category 5 status overnight. Goni is probably, both systems are probably peaked, for at least for the time being. Anthony maybe making another about 140 knots, but they just don't have enough. They don't have this very symmetrical alpha channel. It's not really shear. I mean, maybe some extension shear, but just doesn't have the ideal alpha channels like one needs. Since they don't have the ideal alpha channels, and the alpha channels aren't particularly balanced, it's causing for a little bit more of a lopsided system. Overall, I'm still pretty impressed with these two. I mean, it's not very often. Here's a look at both now. Here's Goni, and there's Goni, and there's Goni, and there's Anthony. And it's not very often you get these two typhoons that are just drawn close to each other. I'd estimate at one point, both these storms I estimate at one point were around 130 knots, and that time was probably about 6 to 7 hours ago. I think Goni's weakened to around 120 knots, I'd say, while Anthony's probably down to 125, which Anthony's looking the better looking storm right now. I mean, Goni may have been inheriting some dry air as well, like it was doing at this time yesterday, even though the system started to improve as I did in my last video yesterday. Here's another look at the two. You can see using a different color scheme. And here's a look at Goni. Here's an older look. It's just refreshing to see most of the deeper convection is really warmed. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to redevelop. We'll see. I mean, the Mars Brain is relatively close to Taiwan. The GFS re-deepens this, and the GFS re-deepens this, so I wouldn't give up all hope on it. I just think that the Category 5 I thought it could have made it, but still, 130 knots is no slouch. Here's a look at Ann. You can see it's the white ring isn't really complete anymore. But I think it can somehow complete itself. Maybe the studio, who knows, maybe the studio can expand a little bit. But I'm not sure if the alpha is that. It doesn't look too great from the northern side, so we'll see. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.